Hey, good morning. I'm just trying to fix my shirt here. I got all like droopy droppy. So welcome to the week. Happy Monday. It's an exciting Monday. Monday's like turning into my new favorite day. I'm one of those people, I'm more motivated on Monday. Like you've rested all weekend and your to-do list sort of grows a little bit, and come Monday morning, like you hit the ground running. Now I have to admit, by Thursday I'm pretty tapped out, and I guess that's something I need to work on, because really you can't go 90 to nothing all the time. But that's not why I got on here. Hello to whoever jumped on. Oh, it's Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca. Good morning. So I wanted to get on here and just chat with you guys real quick about, and ask you, maybe see if you have done the same thing I've done. I just went to a leadership conference this weekend, and my husband went with me, which was huge because I truly didn't think in a million years he would ever go with me. It turns out all I had to do was ask. Go figure. You just share your mind and not try to think that other people are trying to guess what's in it, and that works. So we went to this leadership conference and listened to some really awesome speakers. It spurred some great conversation. And one of our speakers, who was talking about success, actually had some examples about married life, and it really engaged us in conversation. And so it was sort of like a marriage counseling thing weekend instead of the success leadership. But one of the things was, do you make the choice in the moment to love your spouse? Does that make sense? The choice in the moment to, in the argument well. So let's say you're having an argument and you know you're right, but rather than pushing someone until they shut down and just walk away, just say, you know what, you're right, and I love you, and that's the end of it. Is that more important than being right? And as I began to think about it, I thought, you can be right or you can be alone eventually. And it really just stuck with me, thinking about the way we treat our partners. Sometimes we get into this battle where we want to be right rather than trying to talk things out, or maybe just letting things slide. And my husband and I have been married for 19 years, and you can really build up a lot of resentment in 19 years. You can really build up a lot of, good morning, Katie, how are you? And while you're married, you really sort of build up these assumptions, because let's say you guys have an argument and your husband gives you like the same argument 4 out of 5 times. Well, after a couple years of that, you just don't even have the argument anymore. Like, you hear the trigger word and you're going to assume that they finish it off one way, right? Hey, I'm great. Thanks for being on. So I'm talking about, Katie, in our relationships with our spouses, how we sort of build these assumptions over time. And, and we get to where we stop talking and we just get angry first. So I don't know if you give me a thumbs up if that happens with you too. So this conference this weekend that we went to felt like a little bit of marriage counseling in that this one speaker said, what do you do? What do you do in the moment? Do you jump to that conclusion, or do you, sit back and think about it and say, you know what? You're right. And sometimes you have to say that even when you are the right one, and just say, I love you, and let's move on. Because we just get so fired up about stuff. So I don't know. That's how I just sort of addressed it. And I thought, man, I really need to make a conscious effort to, tell my husband that, maybe not say the words, I love you, as a default. Yes, certainly tell your spouse that you love them, and certainly do it if you don't ever say it. But like little things like sending text and letting your spouse know that you're thinking about them throughout the day. That's actually quite a booster. You know, I think we don't think about that even if they don't respond, they're like, oh, they texted me just to say they were thinking about me, just to say hi. Not to ask anything, just, you know, building that relationship, because over time that builds up. It's like the little ticky things. Like you hear the stories about how people get divorced after 20 years and it comes out of the blue. And it's usually because these assumptions get built because there's no talking. It's just, you just are jumping to conclusions. So I don't know. That's what I was thinking about this morning. I thought I would share it and see if anyone else sort of felt the same way and had ever realized that that was happening to them. So please feel free to share if there's someone else you feel like is going through this, it might help them. And if you're watching the recording and you have a question, just feel free to leave a comment. I'll come back and we can engage in conversation, because like my head is full from all this stuff, and I know sometimes chatting it out is the best way. That's right, Katie. All right, you guys have a great morning, and I will chat with you later.